Spare, come on up.
Okay.
Okay, so now we're on case 23PO111. Kathleen Ann Spare has a protective order, is the protected party in this case, and the adverse party is John Arthur Morgan. Both of them are present. I need you to stand up. Both stand up and raise your right hand. You both swear to tell the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth?
Yes.
Yes.
Have a seat. Okay, so this is a protective order case. A temporary order for protection against domestic violence was issued on, where is it? April the 4th, 2023, is due to expire on May 19th, 2023. We're here today to determine if the order should be extended for up to 2 years. Do you object to this being extended?
Yes.
Okay, so why do you need this order against Mr. Morgan? And why do you need it extended?
Why do I need it extended? Well, he has poisoned me and 2 dogs across the street, for one thing. He harasses me daily on the weirdest things. One time, I apparently my Bible was on top of his Bible, and he had a conniption about it, and accused me of lying about reading my Bible, and said I was trying to send him a message. I don't know. He harasses me constantly. He harasses the Airbnb guests that we have. I've submitted several text messages from my Airbnb customers. He harasses the neighbors. He harasses my sister.
Okay, so in the beginning, though, you wrote
beginning.
on March 17, 2023, John, a.k.a. Jack, kept telling you that you were going to die in 2 weeks. You repeatedly, according to your affidavit, he continued to harass you for several hours on March 17th. And you started videotaping that?
Yes, I did.
How did you do that?
Oh, with my phone.
Did he know you were videotaping it?
No.
Do you have it?
Yes. I have USB drives for everybody. USB thumb drives. And I also have my phone, if you want to see it just right from my phone, too.
Okay, hold on. We'll get back to that, though.
Okay.
So you wrote on March 21st, 2023, you were pressing him about that night when he kept telling you you were going to die before your next birthday, and he apologized?
Well, I don't know about apology. He
wrote he apologized.
Yeah, he was sorry, but he said it because he cared about me.
Okay. Because he cares about you. That's what you wrote.
Yes.
And then you wrote he spit in your face.
Yes, several times.
And that was, what day was that?
That was the 21st of March. That was the day that the battery took place, and I called the police.
Battery?
The domestic battery.
Okay, what was the battery? The spitting?
Well, the spitting was the full box of cat litter thrown in my face.
Okay, and that happened on that same day?
Yes. And it was so close to midnight when it actually happened. By the time the police arrived, it was past midnight, so they have it documented as the 22nd.
Okay, and he got arrested on that, right?
Yes, he did.
And charged with domestic battery?
Yes.
Okay. Okay, go ahead. Go on. Just kind of want to take this in a chronological order, the way you wrote
Oh,
it.
okay, good. I had an opening statement, but if you just wanted me to go by memory, it's fine too.
Well, no,
Okay.
you have a copy of your application, don't you?
Oh, yeah, yeah.
Then
Okay.
just go to that and we'll go through it.
Okay.
So he threw the dirty cat litter in your face? What was
Yes.
happening that caused that to happen?
Well, I asked him about why he said, don't worry, you're not going to be around much longer. I said, I know you keep saying that. Why don't you quit saying that I'm not going to be around much longer? You said I'm not going to make it to my next birthday. How is that? What are you going to do? You're going to kill me? And then he rushed to me, started spitting in my face, and then as he's going out the back door, he saw the box of cat litter there, thought it was a good idea to pick it up and throw it in my face, and then he exited, and I called the police.
Right, and then he left.
Yes, he left.
So when did he get arrested? Because he returned?
He was, the police got there, I live on a half acre with 4 cottages. I was staying in one, and he's staying in another one since before the first of the year. And he went back to his cottage, locked the doors, so when the police got there, they knocked on the door several times, he didn't answer. They said, he's not there. I said, he's there. They said, well, you have 24 hours. If he's found, within 24 hours, we can arrest him. Well, in the morning, he was in the hot tub on our property, so I called the police, and they came and arrested him.
For the spitting and the cat litter?
Yes,
Right.
absolutely.
That was the battery?
That was the battery that got him arrested.
Okay, and you have video of that, or audio?
Yes, I have, my cell phone was on. You can see whatever you can see, because I had it behind my back, and then you can hear everything.
Okay, and you have what do you have?
Thumb drive?
Thumb drive. Can we do that?
Yeah, they told me to put everything on a thumb drive, one for each of us. And this would be the courts.
Okay, while we wait for that, you also talked about him poisoning you.
Yes.
Did he tell you he was going to poison you, or you?
No.
No. Okay, so what happened? How did it happen?
Okay. Okay, so on the night of January 25th, 2022, one of our guests had dogs that were barking, and he was upset. He wanted me to text her and tell her to get those dogs to quit barking. It was a lady around 70-something. She was there with her mother, 85 years old, and she was there to take her to some doctor's appointments. So she had to leave the dogs there by themselves, but they were in crates. She was a return guest, so I didn't mind it. But yes, the dogs were barking, but as soon as he said text her, she came home. I'm like, oh, good, and the dog stopped barking, and it was okay. I don't have to bother her or do anything. A couple hours later, I left with my grandson, 9 years old, to take him swimming. Before I was able to get back, my husband calls me, and he told me to get back because of the dogs are barking. And again, she apparently left, and they started barking again. Well, then he left me a voicemail, and it was vulgar, calling me a stupid bitch. And I get home, the power was off to 2 of the cottages, mine and the one next door that didn't have a dog. And they were wondering what was going on, and I said, I don't know. And I was trying to figure out how to get the power back on. Jack was gone, and I kept calling him. He didn't answer the phone.
Jack is the
That is
defendant.
Jack. I am sorry. I can't hardly call him John.
That's okay.
Okay, good.
That's fine.
So I kept calling him. He didn't answer the phone. And then he did get home about an hour later, and I asked him, why is the power out? And he's like, get my attention. That was his reason, to get my attention. And
That's what he said to you?
Yes. And he said that ever since then. He said that in multiple videos that I have, to get my attention. Okay, so I asked him, please, just get the power turned on, get it turned on, and he refused to do it. I called the police, and they arrived, and they made him turn the power back on. And then he had called my son-in-law to come and pick up his son, and they live in Yerington, and it was late at night, and he has to get up 4 in the morning and go to work, and so it was very inconvenient. So I went and I left. I went there. I followed my grandson, my son-in-law to Yerington, stayed 2 nights there to get away from him. And then on the 27th of January, my daughter and I came to talk to him, to try to reason with him. And I have that on video. It's one of mine that I brought. And he admitted that he had done that to get my attention. And then he said that if he has to burn the place down, he'll do anything to get me saved. I'm already saved, but and then he I said, well, I wanted to work something out. It's like, should we like sell the place? Should you stay here? I'll go somewhere else and just run the Airbnbs. And all he wanted to do was foreclose on the property. My daughter and I is trying to tell him.
All he wanted to do was what?
He wanted to foreclose on the property. He thought that was the answer. And I said, no, that's not possible.
What do you mean, let it be foreclosed upon?
Yes, he said, I will sit here and I'll wait till it's foreclosed. He desired to just go move out into the desert, and so he can have peace and quiet, he says, and read his Bible all day, he says. And I was willing to do almost anything except for foreclose on the property. It's my only income, it's my business, and he keeps sabotaging it. I don't want to get off course here, but he has cost us over $100,000 last year in sabotaging the business.
Okay, so.
Okay, I'm almost done, but yeah.
Okay, go ahead.
One more thing. So a few days later, on February 11th, he went to bed. We got back from Tahoe. He went to bed, and I started looking at his Google search, and I see first, between the 25th of January to that time, he had Googled, first it was divorce lawyers, it was pro bonos, it was legal aid,
But then it was about poison.
then it was domestic, and then it was poison. One of the first ones was what poisons kill human beings. And then it went on and on about different poisons. Ricin started with, what's that one? It starts with an A. Arsenic. And then it went on to what's the best ones, and then it went to castor beans. I didn't never even know that castor bean seeds were poisonous at this time. I've heard of ricin. I didn't understand how it was derived at that point. Well, he likes to garden, and then a few days later, 10 days later, in fact, on the 19th, 9 days later, I come through the kitchen, and there's 2 packages of castor bean seeds sitting on the kitchen counter. And I knew now what they are, so I took them and I hid them. I videotaped it, and sometime later, maybe the next day or something, he asked me about them, where they were, if I had seen them. I don't know what you're talking about. And then on March 16th, I was in Yerington with my daughter and family. We did go to a Chinese restaurant, and all of us, including my one-year-old granddaughter and my 2 grandsons, were all eating family style, sharing all the meal, Chinese restaurant. And well, the next day, I left their house. I felt fine. Got to my house around 3 o'clock. I did text my daughter, said, I'm here, I'm home. And a few hours later, I became deathly ill. So sick, I was vomiting so much I couldn't even catch my breath. My stomach was hurting so bad, diarrhea.
Did any of your other family members get sick?
No. And I texted her. I said, you guys, because we had leftovers, I said, don't eat it. And she's like, oh, the kids already came home from school and ate it. And I'm like, oh no. And I'm like, but nobody over there got sick, not at all.
Okay.
The food was great. They've eaten there for years.
Okay.
And I was so sick, and then every time I took just a tiny sip of water, it just caused me to vomit even more, and it was the most horrible thing. And the entire time, my husband was sitting in the living room watching TV. He did not even ask me how I was doing, and he said that, oh, it's probably from the alcohol you drank. You deserve it. And I said, I didn't have any alcohol today, and I only had 2 glasses of wine last night or yesterday, and it couldn't have been that. Absolutely not. And so that was March 16th. Okay.
Okay, hold on one second.
Okay, go ahead.
2 to 3 minutes, he said. Right. Okay, oh. Sorry, go ahead.
That's okay. Okay, so that was the 16th of March. On the 23rd of March, I have, my daughter said, hey, get this app called Otter, and it's just an audio recorder. So I put that on my phone, and we were talking, and I noticed the dogs across the street haven't been barking. I'm like, I have not heard them for at least a week and a half. And I mentioned that. And he said, yeah, I rode by there today, and yeah, no, the dogs didn't come out, no barking. Well, that's fine by me, he says. And I'm like, well, maybe they moved away. And that was it. I'm thinking, and then like a day or two later, boom, they're back. Okay, they do bark. They bark all the time. They're like kitty corner across from us. The owner has trained the dogs to bark at anybody that walks by. And it bothers him greatly. So he, I guess, wanted to poison them. Well, anyway, they got back. They're barking again. That was that. And then
How do you know he poisoned them?
okay, this is how I know. On October 5th, 2022, he's mad because the dogs are barking, and he sees the owner come home. So he went over there and confronted the owner about the dogs, and I was videotaping it from my doorway. And there, towards the end of the conversation, the man says, "You're probably the one that poisoned my dogs when they were poisoned." And that's when I knew, because he had been talking about poisoning those dogs. One time we were at the grocery store, and he put like 10 chocolate candy bars on the conveyor belt. And I thought they were for me. And I'm like, oh, I don't like that kind. And he's like, oh, it's not for you, it's for the dogs. I'm like, what? Took them off the conveyor belt. I said, that's ridiculous. You're not doing that.
What do you mean the implication was he was
Well,
gonna poison
to poison the
chocolate?
dogs with the chocolate. And I was like, I wasn't going for that. So I knew he'd
Excuse
talked
me
about
one
it.
second. Is it coming up? Okay.
Okay, so that was on October 5th. So I asked him a couple of times about it and didn't really get anywhere with it. And then in December, I was really pressing him about it, and he did. I go, don't you feel any remorse or anything? He said, yes. And I go, did you repent? He goes, yes. He goes, I don't like it when I do those kind of bad things. And what really concerned me was on July 1st of 2022, I had a conversation with him, and he was telling me about this young man named AJ that he wanted to kill. And I'm like, why? What did he do to you? He said nothing. I guess he was dating a friend's daughter, and the mother didn't really like the guy. That's what I gather from it. I really don't know why. But he wanted to get him saved first, he said. I'm going to take him to church. I'm going to take him to the men's Bible study and get him saved. And then he was going to kill him. I said, well, what are you going to do? Are you going to bury him in that hole? Because we have a big hole in the backyard that we're putting a pond in. And he said, no, I'm going to take him out into the hills. And I'm like, what, Goni Hill? And he goes, no, somewhere where there would be nobody walking dogs and could see me, and I'll just shoot him in the butt, he said. And just leave him there.
Okay, hold on. So, which one of these?
Oh.
The judge is gonna ask you.
Which one of these is the?
I can see the picture. The iPhone.
Where he threw the, you say he threw the cat litter and spit on you.
I'm sorry, what was that?
The stuff that led to the arrest.
Okay, that will be, that's what I'm trying to get. I'm a mouse person. I'm not really good at this part. Can I put my mouse? You don't have a mouse? Okay, Nick. Oh, okay. This one?
Yes, once you click on it.
Okay, I just so I can see the little thumbnail so I can see it. Okay, so that night, one moment.
How about the 121-23 where he threw, it says on there that he spits in your face and throws a box of cat litter.
Yeah, I'm trying to find it. It's
Kind of in the
order.
middle at the bottom. Close to the bottom,
Right
yeah.
there. Okay, see 21-23, Jack spits in my face, that one?
Yeah.
That's the one. That's the one he was arrested for, yes. That one. I'm gonna put my mouse in, if that's okay.
Why did you eat mine if you have your own already?
Guacamole.
Why?
Because I was over here. And you had
Because
chips.
I was over here, you had
Yeah.
chips. Did you have salsa or pico de gallo that I bought?
No.
No, of course not. But you had all the guacamole. I'll repeat the word all of the guacamole.
I mean, you acting like it's a lot. It's just a little thing.
That's why I bought a small thing, because I have very little money, Jack, and I was going
Oh.
to eat my little bit that I
I'm
bought.
going to make you some?
No. Why don't you go take your money and go buy yourself some food and eat your own food? Okay?
Hand it over.
Hand what over?
The money.
What money? You mean the money you spent?
What are you talking about?
All the money you spent at all the Home Depots and the Lowe's and the energy and the power and the water and everything you require just to live, Jack. You want that? I'm sorry, I'm paying all the bills that create this person who gets to live in a nice warm house with lots of hot water
How long is
and
this?
do whatever it is he wants to do.
You know
And
what?
has everything paid for, and he
I
lives.
had everything
That's
paid for
what I'm
before
saying. No, you didn't.
your
You
fucking pig-ass moved into my life. You're a slob.
Don't
You're
you
a
asshole.
pig.
Why are you throwing pig in my face? Why are you spitting in my face? Okay, I can take a spit in the face.
Yeah.
Because I get
Punch
you
me,
now.
bitch.
No, I won't never touch you.
Fucking whore.
I will never touch you,
Go
Jack.
out with your, how many other boyfriends you got? That you're hiding on the side, you're just sneaking around,
Really?
communicating with.
Really? Is that
Yeah.
what it is? Is that why you ate my guacamole? Because I have other men?
No,
Uh-huh.
no.
Why are you accusing me of what?
I'm accusing you of all the trash that you are.
What am I?
You're a scum. You're a drug addict, smoking, dying pig. Okay?
Mm-hmm. Okay.
That all you want to do is have contention. And I watched you through the window. I thought you were in the window and you're going like this, doing all these things about all this hatred towards me in here,
I know, right? You saw
No.
that. I knew you did.
you know?
That's what you are.
Yeah.
Okay? That's how you are. Exactly.
Is the
Uh-huh.
cat litter on it?
And how about you?
It's coming
You
up.
can't even, I can't even talk to you without
It's a
you
50-minute video. I
can
couldn't get down to
continue in my
8 minutes.
sentence before I say it.
Get to
And then
the
you-
last
you
one.
jump
My
on
God,
it is.
Jack, do
And
you
then
not
you
know
get up.
why?
And then
Because
you
you
get up.
sit there and you stutter so much that I don't have 3 hours to listen
Sure.
to you say
Oh.
one thing,
Yeah,
okay?
well,
Because
divorce me then.
it's, oh, guacamole, I guess I'll eat all of it. Turn around and call me a pig? You think I really want to get naked with you? You're a horrible bigot. You're a horrible person. You say the most horrible things to me. And you think I'm supposed to just forget all that? Let it roll off my back?
Why'd you call me back last time?
Oh, God.
Feel sorry for me?
Yeah, must have been.
No, I'm not gonna be around long.
I know you're not gonna be around long, but you know what? You could quit saying it, okay?
Yeah.
You don't have to keep saying that you're not gonna be around long, or I'm not gonna be around long. Are you gonna kill me? Is that your plan? Like, oh, yes. You already said I'm gonna die before I turn 54. Is that true? Why are you doing it? Why are you spitting in my face?
You're a pig.
Oh, that's what we do with pigs. We spit in their face, huh?
See how it feels? Pretty bad, huh?
Why? Did you spit in my face 7 times now?
Here, let's see how this goes in the kitchen, like you did in mine. How's that feel?
It'll never happen again, Jack. That was in. That was,
So at the end, you're saying he threw a box of cat litter in your face?
Yeah,
Dirty cat litter?
yes. Yeah, it was right there at the, right by the back door.
Okay. Okay, have a seat. I'm gonna let Mr. Morgan respond. Now, Mr. Morgan, before you do respond, I want to advise you that you're aware, of course, that you've been charged with domestic battery over the spitting and throwing the cat litter. So anything you say in here will be used against you. The district attorney will most likely get the record of this hearing, take it and use it in a prosecution against you. So probably if you, I see Mr. Erb as your attorney, probably if you talk to him, he'd tell you not to say too much about this. Do you understand what I'm saying?
Yes.
Okay. It's up to you.
It sounds like it makes for a good Hollywood movie, Your Honor. The stories and the fabrications that she's come up with.
Spitting in her face?
She's been attacked. She's been attacking me, and I have police reports and hospital records that she's the attacker. She likes to paint herself.
Okay, but on
as a-
this day, let's talk about this day
Yes.
first. You got arrested, right?
Yes.
I mean, you got arrested the following day for the incident that we just listened to.
Yes.
All right.
She has a propensity of coming behind you and attacking you. In this here didn't show her knocking me down and punching me and spitting in my face, and I spit in her face, and to get away from her, I pulled a cat litter box off on her, and she picked up a steel garden rake and bludgeoned me, hit me with that, and there's no remorse. She punches you repeatedly, and
Well, what I could hear on
And
that
there's-
tape didn't sound like you were just standing there doing nothing. It sounded to me like I could even hear the sound of spitting, like you actually spit on her.
she was spitting. She was spitting on me.
You didn't say that, though. Did you?
Yeah, so she was spitting. She was spitting on me.
So you spit back.
Yeah, so at some point, she picked up a log, a piece of firewood, and was throwing it down on me when I'm on.
How long
the
have you
ground.
guys, were you married?
We're married
How long have you been married?
5 years, almost 5 years. Her attack started about 2.5 years ago. She has antisocial personality issues, and she attacks other people. She's very violent.
But you got arrested.
Yeah, I have some police reports here where I called them and see those?
Well, how are they relevant? What do they have to do with this?
It shows her character.
What are you alleging in them?
I'm alleging that she attacks. She's an attacker. She rages and attacks people with no remorse, and there's no love.
So where are you living now?
I'm on the streets. I'm living in a minivan.
And you guys, you're saying he's not?
Oh, he's got my minivan. I let him have it so he'd have something to drive around in. He's staying at his friend Ed's house, just right down the street.
She doesn't know that. I use that as an address for mailing, but I do not have a key, and I do not stay there.
What about the attempted poisoning? Or did you look up how to poison a human being on the
No, I
internet?
didn't.
She's making that up.
Yep.
What are the reports that you have?
Would you like to see them?
What are they first? What are the?
Well, what she does is she has a rage and then attacks you, and then she will think that if she calls the police first and makes up a story against me, then she'll have an advantage over it.
Let her. Yeah.
This is what I'm gonna show the judge. And it says here their incident reports.
Okay.
We had
Just hold
I've
on.
never seen this, so I've never seen this. Okay.
So there's two of them.
Oh, wait, 20, oh, this is this year. Okay, never mind. I thought that was a
Yeah,
different
last
year.
year.
Okay. So what's his statement? What's he saying? And about, oh, okay. Oh, okay, this, and. I did not see any more. Medical attention. Brief handyman, only he or John, and did not see.
Okay, so what is this? What are these reports? There's one, the one I'm looking at is dated January 26th of a year ago, 2022.
yes.
So what's it about? You gave me this report, right?
Right, yeah, that's the incident that she spoke of where she called the police about turning a power off. Excuse me.
Turn that off.
We've had a lot of storm damage this year, and before that, we've had electrical problems. The place is running off of electrical cords. It's just a temporary thing. And she's trying to run a full house off of just extension cords.
Okay, but back to this.
They're
What does that have to do with? Officer was called to Carson Tahoe Hospital, or no, they were there on a different case and then flagged down by a male who was you.
Yes.
This was in January of 2022.
The-
And you said that you were a victim of a domestic battery
Yes.
earlier that day.
It was just one of her attacks where she had something in her hand and she just repeatedly punching me.
Okay, and that was a year ago, a year and a
Right.
half almost ago.
Yes.
And then another report, well, the day before, actually. Oh, this is when they were called to the disturbance at your home that you're saying led up to
That's what I'm talking about, the electrical.
and the lights wouldn't turn on. Okay. Where you believe the electrical box was sparking.
I was working on that. I was working on the breakers were tripping, and that's what the complaints were from people. The breakers were tripping, and I've been working on it that day.
Okay, well, the big thing here is you got arrested, right? You got arrested on May the, no, wait a second. No, I'm sorry. You got arrested on March 22nd for an offense that occurred before midnight on the 21st. And that was where you were spitting. And in the video, I could hear her say, "Why are you spitting on me?" And you said, "Because you're a pig." Do you recall that? You hear that just now?
I was down on the ground getting pounded. She hit me with a rake.
Did you hear though what I just said?
Yes.
Where you said, "Because you're a pig," in response to her question of, "Why are you spitting on me?" Right?
Yes.
And then, not long after that, it's the cat litter being thrown at her, and then you leave.
I got away from her. It's all about getting away from her. When she's raging, she sees red. She
Well, it
says,
sounded like you were raging a bit yourself, screaming and yelling and calling her a pig. You don't, I don't know.
well, she has what she wants to hear, what she wants to set up.
Well, you said it.
But, yeah, but I've put up with 4 years of her screaming and calling me names and horrible vulgarities. Just,
Does that make it okay to spit on her and call her a pig?
no, I'm just giving her a little taste of what she gave me.
Yeah, okay. Well, I mean, even if she did, it's not, this is about you got arrested, you have the domestic battery pending, the police made a determination that there was probable cause to arrest you, the DA's office has made a decision to go forward on the charges, they filed a complaint, so I'm inclined to not go into everything else and just go with this.
Well, what about the police reports?
That you
where
just gave me?
I've cried out to the police for help, and they won't do anything, even though I have a bloody lip and I have marks on my face from the hospital, and this was right before this happened. Just
Do you
2
have
weeks.
mental health issues?
I have generalized anxiety.
Because the deputy wrote that you seem to be having mental health issues because you believe the electrical box was sparking at
I
the time.
told him I was working on it.
And that you had, he
It
said
was.
this is what you gave me,
Right.
and that you had 1,000-yard stare and you seemed off at that time, like something was wrong, like you were in the middle of a mental health maybe crisis or something.
I don't know where he got that from. I've probably come across that way right now.
No, you're not.
But I don't know, because I told him I was working on it, there was a hot spot and it was sparking, then that's his conclusion that I have a mental issue because of that.
Well, nothing came of that.
Well, it did. He said, I see no signs of domestic abuse, except he has a bloody lip.
But he said that that appeared to be an old thing because the blood was dried and didn't appear to be fresh. That's what he wrote in here. That's what I just read.
Well, the time, I mean, how long does it take for blood to dry?
Yeah.
Not that long. And I don't think a person's gonna be walking around with blood on their face.
Okay, but that was a year ago, year and a half ago, right?
Yes.
I'm more concerned right now with what just happened in March, where it's alleged that you spit on her, which is confirmed in that video. You even acknowledge it. She says, "Why are you spitting on me?" We can hear the sound of someone spitting, and then you say, "Because you're a pig," giving reason or validating why you're spitting on her. I think this would be better.
Well, I've done nothing but love my wife. I still
It sure
I
didn't
have
sound like
love
it in
for
that
her.
video.
And the vulgarities that came out of her mouth that you're not hearing is a constant thing. I feel bad for saying
There were a lot of vulgarities coming out of your mouth. I'm not sure about her, but of yours I definitely heard. Fucking bitch, pig, and followed up by being able to hear the sound of spitting and you acknowledging that with saying, "Because I'm doing that because you're a pig." I think what I'm gonna do here, rather than is go through all of this, is I'm just gonna base this on what appears to have occurred in March. The police found there was a sufficient reason, probable cause, to arrest you. The district attorney's office is going forward on that charge of domestic battery. So,
well, what about my complaint about her and going to the hospital and getting treatment? And
well, at the when you went to the hospital, you had a knot, they said, on your face.
do we have any of these pictures of when I was arrested, when they took pictures of
I don't.
how I look?
I don't have
I
pictures.
mean, where's,
But here's what I'm gonna do.
we have
Listen,
we have verbal
listen,
stuff.
quit talking. I'm gonna extend this order for 1 year, as is. However, if at the end of you can't have contact based on the criminal case either, right? The judge in that case ordered you no contact with Kathleen Spare, right?
Yes.
Okay, that's still in place, and so's this order, as written. If at the end of your case, say you're acquitted, or there's something that comes out that, that we could discuss in a hearing, then we'll set up for a hearing. We can review your case at that point. But for now, I think it's best that I go ahead and extend this as is, and you have no contact with her whatsoever.
Well,
Do you own any guns?
no, but she does.
Well, I'm asking you.
No, I don't.
So you have no guns in your possession,
No, I
stored or otherwise? Okay, you gotta sign an affidavit
Yeah.
that says that.
Yeah.
So I'm gonna have her leave.
Could I speak?
What?
This property, I have an obligation because it's such a disrepair that because of her activity with prostitution and drugs being at that property, I have an obligation to see what
Well, you can't go there for now.
condition that is. It's in great need of repair, and it's in my investment that I bought 30 years ago, and she keeps referring to this as her Airbnb. Well, it's our Airbnb. I had it rentals before
Okay,
we were
stop,
married.
stop. Okay, what about that?
Oh, may I show you, something, the deed, the quitclaim deed?
Do you
property
own it
rights.
together?
No. It was a gift to me.
From?
His daughter gave it to me about 3 months after we were married. I have the quitclaim deed right here.
Why did she
He
do that?
signed it over to
Hold on,
her.
hold on. Oh,
And she, okay,
quit claimed it to you?
yes.
Well, I'm not gonna resolve that issue.
Oh, okay, I just wanted to say something, though.
Okay.
He had gotten a bankruptcy, I guess, in 2007. He quitclaimed it to his daughter, so I have a copy of that, too. And then, when I married him, the place was dilapidated. I came in and started remodeling. I put about $200,000 into the property.
It's not true.
It is true. I have receipts. And to build it up, to build a business out of it, he was making a total of $2,200 a month in rental. I am making now $10,000 a month doing what I'm doing because I upgraded everything, floors.
It's our mutual
And-
debt. It's our,
There's not one single receipt that's in his name. Every credit card's in my name only. Okay, anyway, the property was given to me. It was a gift. She did not want it. It was dilapidated. She lives in Southern California. He couldn't even keep up on the sewer and water bills. They were in arrears. When I took over, I paid all that up. And so I looked up the community property rule, and it states right here, all property other than that stated in NRS 123.130, acquired after marriage by either spouse or both spouses is community property unless otherwise provided. Well, NRS 123.130 states all property of a spouse owned by him or her before marriage and that was acquired by him or her afterwards by gift,
Well, we're not, okay, we're not
bequest,
gonna resolve that.
devise.
We're not
It's-
gonna resolve
It's
that.
my property.
We're not gonna resolve that
Okay.
now. You can't go there for now. See what happens in your criminal case, and you can petition the court to come back and we can have a hearing. But for now, don't go there. Have you been there to get,
I am lacking lots of my items and personal things that I need.
like what?
Just things for my health and also tools and personal things.
Does he have those things there?
Oh, yeah, he's lived there for 30 years.
Well, maybe you can get things together.
There's a lot.
I'm not saying everything.
If he can provide a list of things I can gather for him, as long as it doesn't take more than a few hours for me to do so, I could do that for him.
You're not gonna do that?
Your Honor, she's looked up storage units. I suspect that she's even disposed of my items
Oh, no.
because of her hatred.
No.
Well, is somebody
there.
filing for divorce?
Oh, that was another thing I was going to bring up. I'm not sure of the legitimacy of our marriage because he was married to, after he left, hold on. I did a background check on him, and apparently he was married to Andrea Bloom, and back in the 90s, I cannot find a divorce decree. I came here to the records department. They said that they were married in Story County, Virginia City. There was no record of a divorce there, nowhere in Washoe County. I would like to ask the question, what county did you get divorced in? So I can look that up. And I had.
Hold on. Did you get divorced?
Yes,
Where'd you get divorced?
Carson.
Okay.
When?
It was a month after the marriage. I don't know the year.
Get it.
Okay, well, you're currently, you got married, you have a marriage, you got a marriage license, and you went through a marriage ceremony, right,
He-
of sorts?
He put a different name down for his name.
But did you go through a marriage?
Yes.
So then you're gonna have to do something.
Okay.
If it wasn't appropriate, you can talk to an attorney, but you need to file something, one of you does, and get the ball rolling, because obviously this isn't gonna work out.
So, anyways, I went down to in this building and had them search. There was absolutely no divorce decree ever
Well,
filed
you need
in
to
this
talk to an
county.
attorney, so,
Okay. And there's another woman named Ann Morgan that he has been living at the same address for the last 20, 30 years, but they were also born on the same exact date. And for some reason, her name is on his bankruptcy record, but yet she's not listed on it as a debtor. And his name is listed 3 times as a debtor with his deceased wife. Now, his deceased wife and him, they got married in a confidential marriage up in South Lake Tahoe. So I was able to get that from the department here. Oh, no, I found that up in the attic. I found all kinds of stuff.
Okay,
I'd like to
well,
know
this
who
is
Ann
a
Morgan is.
temporary thing. You gotta get through your criminal case. Don't have any contact with her. If you get a list together, she'll look at it and make things available to you, but you can't communicate with each other.
Well, how would I proceed with that, with a list? And
If he gets a list, who would he give it to?
I really need to see what I have.
Sounds to me if he's lived there 30 years, you need to be able to let him on the property.
Oh, sure, with a sheriff and with me present,
A
because,
deputy sheriff can only stay there for like 15 minutes.
yeah,
They
that's
can't
why
stay
if he
there.
gives me a list, I can get
Yeah.
his things gathered.
Well, he needs to look at
I've
it
kept
to
the
stop.
property.
He
Okay,
needs to look at it to
Okay.
see what to put on the list.
okay. When he was there being accompanied by a sheriff in March, he dumped a bunch of cat litter inside of a box with a painting that my daughter did and ruined it. I have that on a security camera, caught him doing that.
Okay.
So I don't want him to be unaccompanied. I must be there because he kept breaking my things and throwing my things away during that few minutes while he was there gathering his things.
Well, who could accompany besides the deputy sheriff?
Yeah, the sheriff was in the living room while he's in the bedroom ruining my things.
Who could do that besides the deputy sheriff? Do you
Like
have
a
someone
friend
you
or
both know?
something?
What?
A friend? Like, you want me to think of a friend or a relative?
Yeah, that you both agree to.
I got my sister Ronnie. And I have my son-in-law, but he lives in Yerington. He works Monday through Friday.
Okay.
It'd be difficult for him.
I can't hear anything.
My sister, she could be there. She's there almost every day because she does my cleaning. She's my cleaning lady for the Airbnbs, so I would trust her.
There are Airbnbs, Your Honor. She keeps referring, and the rentals were rented, and they were not,
Talk to me, not her.
they were rented. She acts like this property was falling down or something when she came. She came in with $30,000 cash, and the rest of it is our community credit cards that we put in together.
You guys are gonna have to go
Yeah,
through a divorce
yeah.
court and
It's
with
not-
attorneys.
She keeps, she
So do you
refers to even
object,
her cats.
do you object to her sister being there when you come on the property?
I'm gonna need about 6 or 8 hours to,
That's not what I asked you.
no, I don't.
But if she were supervising, watching you, making sure that you didn't take anything you weren't supposed to take, and only take the things you are supposed to take?
Yeah, that would be fine, yeah.
That works with you?
That'd be fine.
What's your name?
Veronica Jean Lewis?
Veronica,
Jean Lewis.
Jean,
Yes. Lewis,
Lewis?
yes.
Okay, then we'll indicate that Ms. Lewis will be there. You'll arrange with her. You guys will have to communicate to set up a time to come in and remove property. And if there's something you dispute, something that you disagree on, then stop. And that's something you're gonna have to settle with your divorce. You understand?
Yeah,
Okay.
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 I have a question. If there's any kind of a problem with him, try to approach to my sister, or just, I'll call 911
Right.
immediately. If any
Exactly.
mishaps or something, to protect her,
Okay.
so I'll make sure.
Okay, So why don't you guys go ahead and go?
Okay.
And you just hang tight. And Bob, he needs to sign this.
I have one other question. At the end of the 1 year, when we reconvene over this, if I can prove that he was lying today in court, can I bring that proof?
Well, we're not going to reconvene unless there's a new application filed.
Oh, okay, so this is
At the
not
end of
up
the
for,
year.
not up for another year?
Unless, like, say, he went through
Okay,
trial, trial on his criminal case, and he was acquitted, he could file a motion to have this reviewed,
Okay,
okay?
all right. And if he's not acquitted,
I don't know.
okay,
He can still file a motion, we'll just have to
Okay.
go from there.
all right. Thank you. I have, you know what, just leave that. Leave it that way, shake it, and watch, no, leave it. Yeah.
What's that?
Wow, I can't believe
Hang tight.
this one. I'm done.
You got your mouse?
Yeah, I'm good. Dinner. Okay, I'm ready.
Thank you.
All right. Can I assume I'll just get mailed the
Yes,
Okay,
yes,
thank
absolutely.